got ourselves some sick All-Americans. We got Americans, yeah. So if you're an American like me, this is the part where get your bald eagles out, hold up your shotguns, don't fire them into the air because you're probably inside watching this, so it wouldn't be safe. But, yeah, this is 2 American teams that have made it very far in this bracket. In the top right, we have been up and coming for a while. Very good Terran player. He is Storm Gaming's Intense. And he is joined by my Insanity's Arium. Arium, who only lives about a short 5-10 minute walk from the studio in Burbank, where we broadcast WCS. You guys have probably seen him being interviewed there before. He's a pretty badass guy with a very fast probe scout moving out after this pylon. Wants to make sure he's not getting cheese. He's there up against Complexity Sound Blaster's Tyga, aka Drunken Boy. You've probably heard of him as well if you've been watching online tournaments throughout the years. Also made a couple challenger appearances for WCS America. And his teammate will be Team Gravity's Trace, who was infamously defeated in the Ascended Star League group stage round of 32 by Nathanius, and then beat Nathanius via walkover in the round of 8 because Nathanius couldn't get access to a PC at 4 a.m. in Sweden. So that being said, we have a pretty even matchup skill-wise. Everyone here is very, very close. Arium and Intense and Trace actually all compete in the SoCal LAN tournaments. Trace maybe not as much, but I know Intense and Arium basically play each other in the finals of every one. Arium actually beat Intense the last time that they played. I almost beat Arium in the SoCal LAN. I was actually up 1 map, and then I was about to beat him, and I just threw the game super hard. So they're all really, really good. And maybe, actually, if I said I took a map off of them, that might ruin your opinion. But trust me, they're good, I promise. Anyway, checking this out, he's like, okay, cybernetics core, nothing really nuts is happening yet. Oop, second barracks for Tyga, actually tucked behind. So he's going 2 racks Reaperino, which, you know, generally you'd think it's not that great versus Protoss, but Intense opened up with a Reaper of his own. And he's going to be able to pick this off. So Drunken Boy. Oh, he builds a reactor immediately after that 1 Reaper. So maybe it's... He's not going to go double reactor, right? No, that would be insane. That would just be madness. He's not... Maybe it's just a 3 Reaper. He's going to do 3 Reaper out of this? No, it's Tech Lab. Okay, okay. So maybe Concussive Shell follow-up as this probe moves in for Arium. Tyga's Reapers should be able to pick that off without too much trouble. Oh, he doesn't see it yet. Ooh, Arium's just checking right for an expansion. Or is he doing something cheesy? Ooh. Arium's probe has not been seen, so... But he wants to scout, so he's gonna move it in now. He will be able to see the Stargate finishing for Trace. He knows pretty much everything that he needs to at this point in the game. Intense is getting a second barracks, but he has a command center on the way. It's pretty much 1 base out of both these guys. He's just going stim. Drunken Boy is doing a rough build. Man, he's actually going full rough here. Just straight 1 base right up to stim, Marines, Marauders, and Medevacs. And Arium, generally speaking, like Protoss players are just better at defending this. Actually, I don't know if players do this intentionally, guys, but I want to just say that I think the Protoss should always be the guy to take this base, or the Zerg, because you can either move your Queens and Spines down here, or you can build you can Photon Overcharge a base here, which would allow you to defend this position much more easily. Whereas this base is much less likely to be attacked unless you've already, well, lost the game. So, Oracle opening from Trace, but Arium built a Phoenix. He's going to be able to defend his Terran teammate with that Phoenix. And, I mean, in all honesty, this just puts Trace in a pretty rough spot. Like, the Oracle, yeah, okay, it's barely slower, so he should lose it. And Arium has to feel happy because he managed to basically open up with a build counter. And this is one of the reasons why you might have heard me basically talking how much I love the Phoenix opening in 2 versus 2 from Protoss. Like, if you're a Protoss and you open Phoenix, it just gives you safety against so many things, especially drops, oracles, and most weird stuff. Maybe just weak against direct ground assaults, which we have seen work before. Now, Medevacs. Double Medevac production starting at 7 minutes. Stim finishing up at 7.5 minutes. This is about as fast as you're going to see Marines, Medevacs, and Stim. And we don't even have Marauders because that would just... even that you can't afford. This probe from Trace goes on the right side. Arium is just looking for anything, and he actually finds the probe. Really nice pickoff. As, yeah, pretty solid start to this game. So everything's looking pretty kosher here, boys. I'm digging it. I'm digging it a lot. And now Arium wants to go put some harass on. This missile turret's on the way, though. I think it should be done in time. Yeah, Arium actually pulls back. It looks like Arium was checking for pylons or anything hidden around the map. So he actually checked pretty much everywhere except this black spot here. But, you know, this could actually hurt him a lot if the Phoenix don't realize what's going on, because this is a very, very big push coming out of both players. He's following this up with Blink. So it's 4-gate Blink plus this 1-base Stim Medevac rush. And Intense has built a bunker. He's recognized that there's no expansion from his opponent. He's recognized that he's got a lot to be worried about. So one Stalker will get nabbed here by Arium's Phoenix. And here we go. He's got the Stalkers. They're going to try to bust this wide open. Now, keep in mind, he could try to just blink up and bypass it. There's that Nexus overcharge that I was talking about. Like, he can't break this. So the only way he does this is he loads up, boosts into this space, and then he blinks into this space as well. Like, that's the only way that this is going to work, and that's exactly what they're going to do. Very smart play out of the blue team, doing pretty much the best possible move. But Intense has a lot of stuff, too, even though he's the one that went for the fast expand. The Phoenix pick up all the Stalkers, and the Marines and the Marauders doing everything they can. But, you know, even with that Medevac support, it seems that the Bioforce from Intense should be enough to deal with this, thanks to the Phoenix of Arium. And now it's just Blink Stalkers against Marauders with tank support, and he can actually lift these bad boys up to keep them from retreating. So I think this is pretty much just a clean sweep right here in this first map with no expansion for either player. I'm not actually sure what they're going to do. Like, Arium's Phoenix just made the exact right move. This tank came out at the perfect time. And I don't know what the blue team is supposed to do here. Like, Tyga taking a very, very late command center. Trace is still on 1 base, just building Stalkers and trying to crack this wide open, but Arium remains unbreakable. They just had the ultimate defense. They had exactly what they needed to hold off against this, and the push hit way too late because it allowed the natural expansion economy to have already kicked in. So Trace, oh boy, and he's Phoenix, he's scouring. He's like, yeah, try to kill your Phoenix, but, you know, Phoenix are actually very difficult for Stalkers to kill, so let's see. There's a scan being thrown down, so Intense is checking for a natural. He's like, you're still on 1 base. What are you doing? I guess I don't need to move out. If you're on 1 base, I should just sit here and defend. Because what else do you really need to do? Tyga doesn't have a whole lot. He's moving over towards the right side with some Medevacs and Marines and 2 Widow Mines, so maybe he's hoping for the Widow Mines to, like, kill all the probes, which would be really neat. If you're Terran, I guess. The Phoenix are going to come in, though, and he's like, all your units are gone, so let me just kill some stuff for free. Thanks, bruh. As these Stalkers force the Phoenix to move around more. Oh, did he just miss this? Here comes the big drop. Tyga going into Arium's base. Now there is a Mothership Corp ready with Poison Overcharge, so there we go. The Overcharge is the Nexus. He's got his both Widow Mines. He's going to burrow them now. There's some probes mixed in with this army, so it actually hurts a lot of the Terran forces. And now he looks up. He just runs away. Yeah. The Widow Mine hits on Marine, but most of the Marauders survive the attack. And the Phoenix are still being very, very annoying for Arium. Arium's pretty much just microing his Phoenix at this point in time. And I think the red team is just in a vastly superior position. Both players ahead in supply against their counterparts. Both players dwarfing in economy. Let's just look at the income tab, clearing 1,200 minerals a minute easily, whereas not even being able to hit 700 for the blue team. Really makes this unfortunate, to say the least. It's a very tough spot to be in, as he's just going to keep snowballing that Phoenix count while he cranks out Immortals, because those are also going to deal with the Stalkers that are being made by Trace. I'm not sure what he's going to do now. So Tyga does finally take his natural. Very, very late. 13 minutes. And now a Nexus starts up for Trace. So he won't even be mining for quite a while. Oh, boy. I'm mostly wondering what the red team is going to wait for before they move in. Like, Intense is defending Arium, and Arium's defending Intense. It's really beautiful. It's actually beautiful, really. It's like poetry, right? Something, something, something. Month of May. Not bad. They scanned again and saw this Nexus is on the way, so now they know. And what's Arium going to move into? Colossi. What does Trace move into? I guess he doesn't really have many options. He's got to wait for that natural. Is he going to start building probes again soon? Doesn't look like it. Not yet. He's got a forge. What do you go for against Terran Protoss? attack. Arium's actually adding on another Stargate, so he's really ready to commit to this Phoenix play big time. And Intense is ready to move across the map with Immortals and tanks. This is going to be really tricky because there are some tanks here for Tyga, who he's kind of like dancing around. He's going to send a Marine forward. He's like, oh, okay. So now he knows there's an army coming. He's going to siege up, but the Immortals could even just move in and take those first few shots while Intense dims up the ramp. Intense is going to push up the ramp anyway. I don't like this. Let those Immortals go do some work because they have the hardened shields. And here he comes. Now the Immortals are soaking up a lot of the damage, and the siege tanks just get targeted down very easily while the Marauders get to work. The other thing that was really silly was that he lost all the bio pretty much instantly. Like, he lost his Marines and Marauders instantly due to the way that he engaged those tanks. The Immortal moving up front first would have definitely been nice. So he's coming up now, trying to position, posturing everything as best he can, opening up this area in the top left so he can get a really big concave. Scans, wants to know where the tanks are in case they move back. Did whoop something in, but they got picked off pretty easily. And now he's just getting ready to use these Immortals to oh, this Phoenix actually just came in and snipe a tank. Not bad. Marauders come in and snipe a few Stalkers. The Stalkers aren't going to beat the Marauders on their own. It's actually just brutalizing him at this point. Medevac might fall. Nope, not yet. And these Phoenix, man. So, yep, you're so spread out. Nice concave. Well, that means your units are less useful like that. He's got a Colossus. Tanks moving in 4 Intense as he gets ready to push in here. Picks up a lot of these Phoenix and the Marines, clearing these out with no trouble whatsoever while the tanks just lay waste. And this is just going so well for the red team. Absolutely annihilating, and GG is called. And we are going to see Intense and Arium take the first map in this best of 3 here, getting closer and closer to qualifying for the 2v2